defense systems in Guam. We do still have the issue of Homeland Defense Radar Hawaii. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Rono. Senator Cotton, please.
Admiral, last year, your predecessor, Admiral Davidson, warned that China may invade Taiwan, in his words, quote, the next 6 years. That was a year ago. In your best military opinion, does that forecast still hold?
Thanks, sir. I was going to start with, who said that?
Admiral Davidson.
No, I know. I don't even think about that last guy anymore. I think that his articulation was based on a couple of different points, but we'd have to ask Admiral Davidson how he came to that. One of the things that I've watched is President Xi Jinping has articulated and challenged his military to be able to modernize and complete its modernization by 2027. If we look over the past 10 or 15 years, that target date has moved left from 2035-ish persistently. So 2027 is the military task. I can tell you where I am is I see actions that give me concern that the timeline is shrinking. And the mission that I've been given is to be prepared for it. So when you look at the actions of the PRC as it applies to breaking their agreement with for Hong Kong, taking physical lethal actions on the line of actual control with India, completely illegal claims for the entire South China Sea and every sea space and airspace inside their self-proclaimed 9-dash line. All of these actions give me concern. The most recent water cannoning of Philippine sailors in the vicinity of Second Thomas Shoal. All of these things give me concern, and I can't predict the date, Senator. I just need to know. I just know I need to be ready now.
Yeah, I agree, Admiral. They give me a lot of concern as well. It was 6 years last year. It's 5 years now. I think we should be as concerned that it might be 5 months and be ready for that. One way to be ready for that, in the opinion of former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, who I think is one of the most distinguished statesmen of the region of his generation, said that the United States should consider abandoning so-called strategic ambiguity regarding Taiwan, in which we don't make it perfectly clear that we will come to their defense. Given what we've seen in the invasion of Ukraine and what we understand about China's intentions based on what you just said, should we make it clear to Beijing that we will, in fact, come to Taiwan's defense if Beijing attacks Taiwan?
Senator, as you know, we currently are in execution of and support the One China policy. I think what I would say is strategic ambiguity has served us very well for the past 40 years.
It served us well under different circumstances when the PLA was not capable of executing this mission, and Beijing knew that. I would suggest now that the PLA is capable, the main constraint on China's leaders is America's intentions, and that's why we should change from strategic ambiguity to clarity. Admiral, I want to turn to your opening statement. You used the phrase integrated deterrence. The Pentagon defines that as working across warfighting domains, theaters, and the spectrum of conflict in collaboration with all instruments of national power as well as allies and partners, end quote. That sounds to me like a bureaucratic word salad cooked up in Colin Kahl's office. I don't understand what integrated deterrence adds to deterrence. Could you explain to me what you think the difference is between those two terms? Because deterrence is a very simple and long-standing concept that depends centrally on hard military power to include nuclear weapons.
Yeah, thanks, Senator. So, again, in the lane that I operate, in the military lane, again, I believe that hard power, credible combat power provides a deterrent value through the military sphere. I also believe that there's other forms that actually may be more impactful. As we're watching in the Ukraine side, the economic impacts clearly have an opportunity. And I do believe synchronizing those with the military lane can really have an impactful ability to deliver deterrence.
All dependent, though, on continued military dominance across all military domains to include our nuclear arsenal, correct?
Certainly in the military sphere, Senator, I coordinate with Admiral Richards as we present the entire spectrum of military capabilities to adversaries. So the synchronization of conventional and strategic is critical. and then combining that with the rest is certainly valuable.
Yeah. And I want to commend you because you've been very clear-eyed and sober while you've been in this command about the need for military power in the Western Pacific to deter China. I just want to make sure that a bunch of political apparatchiks in the Office of the Secretary of Defense are not going to undermine that military power on which all deterrence is based. Thank you, Admiral.
Yeah, Senator, if I could just make one comment. The Secretary has been completely supportive of the approach that we've taken, and not once have I been asked to throttle back or do anything different.
I didn't say the Secretary. I said the Office of the Secretary of Defense, which is large and sprawling and has a lot of political hacks in it.
Thank you. Senator Blumenthal, please.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Thank you both for your service and for being here this morning. There was an announcement in December, as you know, that Australia is planning to build a new naval station on its east coast to base nuclear submarines planned for under the AUKUS agreement.